to be made. And I said, well,
You know, his big problem is he doesn't do anything to look for a job.
He has no ambition
he
or
needs
drive.
somebody. If somebody found him a job and said go,
no,
but
I sent him
you
one.
would have
I found
to.
him an internship with my company in Napa, and if he did the internship with my company, he could work anywhere in the world, literally, that they make alcohol, anywhere.
But the bad thing is, he'll go in and tell
them he could go make scotch,
some OSHA something that
Scotland.
they're doing wrong. I mean, that's 2 jobs that
he's done.
that they.
Well, because I got him an interview with the people, and then he never followed up with them.
Oh.
Which company was that?
It was in New Braunfels, Senior Flexonics, which is an engineering. They do like just manufacturing material type stuff. Perfect for what he has.
Or an inspector.
Just didn't even,
Ethan could be an auditor or an inspector.
Yeah. But then that would make him like so down all the time, right? Because he'd always find problems.
Insurance adjuster.
Finds him anyway.
No.
Yeah,
no,
true.
My brother doesn't.
Yeah.
He wants to.
But he's got
he lost a job with the Chinese at the school for.
He's got an engineering degree and a mathematics degree, so that's pretty valuable. So he needs to shoot high.
Not if you can't find a job.
Yeah, true.
See, he's losing that time
I
frame.
couldn't imagine Ethan doing it.
Yeah.
He's losing the momentum and the time frame that people are going to say, well, what have you been doing since you graduated?
I honestly think he just doesn't know what he wants.
I don't think he knows how to go out and find a job.
I think he's thinking that he's going to have this $1 million idea and it's going to change his life. That's what he told me.
Everybody wants to be like you, Ben.
He's going to have this like epiphany moment.
So many high school kids. After I got back from Hong Kong, I went to dinner with all these high school kids that I know real well, and they're like, you know what? We're just waiting to get an idea, and then we're going to make $1 million. And I'm like, no, you're not. Go out there and go try to implement an idea, and if it doesn't work, then try again.
Well, that's what Carl's told him. You got to work.
Yeah, you can't sit on your ass smoking pot,
and the more people
like trying to think of an idea that's going to make you $1 million. You got to go out there and you got to try to implement an idea that's the best that you can possibly think about, not just some magic idea, because it's not going to happen if you're just sitting there.
People that have done that.
So they're all like down, and all these high school kids. I'm sitting with 6 of them. They're all downtrodden because they're like, man, we're going nowhere and stuff like that. Well, I'm like, well, stop dealing pot. Go implement an idea you have and see how it goes. Go find people that you need, like intelligence that you need and knowledge you need. Go find those people, like whether they're 80 or whether they're 10.
Let them mentor
go
you.
Find them, yeah. And that's what I did. And so, they're like, well, yeah, but we're just still searching for that perfect idea. And I'm like,
perfect job. The problem is like,
I'm like, Facebook. There was already a social network before Facebook. Google. There's already a search engine before Google. All these companies just did it better than the previous people. It's not a new idea,
Better mousetrap.
They just build a better mousetrap. Yeah. So
everybody wants the easy way out.
Yeah,
they do.
And they have been brought up, or at least in this area that I've grown up in. You go to high school. If you get a 4-year degree, you're making $80,000 to $100,000 out the door, and you're taken care of. And it's like, no, you have to work for that.
Well, not everybody. Actually, a lot of these kids don't make squat.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that was the perception though that they were brought up in, like that.
Well, I remember Ethan sitting out there and saying, "I don't have to look for a job. They're going to look for me. I'm going to be making $85,000, $100,000 a year, and whatever.
Yeah.
With my degree, they're going to be knocking on my door."
I mean that's a localized like ideal. A lot of these kids are Hispanic, Black, and they come from families that don't have money and don't have a history of making money. So a lot of them don't have ideals like that of making money like that. Where their ideals come from is from like a lot of it is from rap and from like the celebrities they follow.
With like the major companies, like there are guys that literally go in and snipe executives from one company to another.
I know.
And
that's how Mark got some of his jobs after he was working for General Dynamics.
Yeah, but you have to have.
He was called all the time, and even when he worked for American, he was called away from General Dynamics to work for American.
Yeah, and unbeknownst to the company that they're working for, somebody's going, "Hey, hi, this is an offer from another company." I know. And you can come interview for it. But only if you're good.
Only if you're good and you're proving.
If you're not good, there is nobody knocking on your door.
No, you're having to knock on theirs.
Yeah,
keep your
Vince,
foot in there.
Vince got the job in Indiana, and then he was like, it wasn't for much more than what he was already making, but it was like a different company and different thing. And he was like, do you want to move to Indiana? And I said, no. So he didn't take the job, and he continued to work for Train. And now he's working for a different company, and he's making like double what he made before, and opened his restaurant and all that good stuff down in Southern California. So.
And how's that restaurant going?
I don't know. I haven't asked him lately. I talked to him before the baby was born, but I haven't talked to him since then. I'm kind of curious myself.
Who opened the restaurant?
Her ex-boyfriend.
My ex-boyfriend opened a restaurant down in Southern
The
California.
little short dude.
Yeah.
So you had Big Daddy. You had a lot of businesses. Some failed, some didn't. Right?
Oh yeah.
It's just about doing it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Starting it up and keeping
making mistakes. You know, that's part of like these kids. I was just like, they just could not even put a foot forward. And I'm like,
Well, Ethan can't put a foot forward.
yeah.
Well, don't go into the scrap metal business, right?
Betty Mulder
Don't go into scrap
was saying
metal.
how
No.
H&M has all these factories
Yeah.
and that they need people and that it's a good company to work for. And I've asked him a couple of times. I said, why don't you, go online and figure it out and apply with them? I don't think he's done anything. It's almost like he's afraid. It's like he's stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
No, I just think he's.
I think he's lazy and resting on his laurels.
Yeah.
No, I think it's the Chinese thing has really messed with his head big time. He contacted a patent attorney, and he left me the number to call the patent attorney this coming week to talk to him, because I've worked with a lot of attorneys.
Put a patent on it, then.
Well, they want a retainer of $3,500, and I'm like, let me talk to the attorney. I've worked with at least 5 different types of attorneys. I have clients that are attorneys. Let me talk to them and see what we can work out and see if this is a good guy for you to work with in order to file the patent application. Because what they're telling Ethan is that he needs to file a patent application in order to basically be the, put his stamp on it. So
Who's telling him this?
the attorney that he contacted in Houston. And so the guy actually has an engineering degree.
Well, Carl gave him the name of an attorney here.
Yeah. It might have been that same person. I don't know. But anyway, they have offices all over. But anyway, I was like, well,
Do you think it's patentable?
that's what we were asking.
Well,
Yeah,
I
we
said,
were talking about that.
where is it? It might be patentable, but where is it viable? Who's going to use it? Or is iPhone going to buy it?
Well, that's
Is
what
Apple Computers going to be able
when
to
my friend
use
Matt
it?
was over there talking to him the other day about that. He was like, my friend Matt has 6 patents in his name, but none of them. I mean, they're worthwhile patents, but they're not going to make you any money.
Yeah.
Even at the end of the day, if he gets the
going to
patent,
go on Shark Tank and be like, we can use this to save the world? I don't think so.
It's
unless
translucent
you
electrodes and nanoscale silver mesh.
but how much energy did he put
Well,
into
he brought down, and how much did they figure
that
out?
route before he got
yeah.
there? He was the one that put the puzzle together, and now he's thinking he owns the whole puzzle.
No, he's the one who invented it. Basically, it's like what they did was they take a piece of glass and then they would crack it, and then they would lay the graphene over it, and then they would dissolve the glass with hydrofluoric acid. And they would leave a
mesh.
a mesh basically,
A nano mesh.
a nano mesh, yeah.
Because micron's the wrong word.
Oh
Have to
yeah, we
use
were
nano.
told that the other day.